This video will cover how to relocate your Panhard bar on a 3rd or 4th generation Camaro or Firebird. I'll be using the Founders Performance Panhard Bar Relocation Kit alongside a Heim joint aluminum Panhard bar. This is done for one of two reasons. The first reason is to allow for better exhaust clearance over the axle, specifically for a 3-inch exhaust. And the second is to modify the rear roll center. This is a good modification for 3rd gens or 4th gens driven hard on the street, track, or the autocross. The first step is to get the car supported by jack stands, and then remove the rear tires. Remove the 2 bolts that hold the Panhard bar in place. And then remove the top support bar. Install the passenger side bracket and new tubular support. Remove the driver's side sway bar mount to make room for the Relocation Kit's axle mount. Install the driver's side relocation bracket and make a witness mark for drilling. Drill 2 holes in the axle mount for the kit's included bolts. Tighten the axle tube bracket and sway bar mounts. Install and tighten the including bolts, then install the Heim joint support rod. The included bushings for the aluminum Panhard bar need to be drilled out to 14 millimeters. Install the new Panhard bar. I chose to lower the bar 3 inches from the factory position as a starting point. Torque down the bracket bolts, but do not torque down the Panhard bar. Ensure the axle is centered by measuring both sides, then tighten the Panhard bar jam nuts. Reinstall the tires and check the Panhard bar height on both sides. Measure from the ground to the center of the bolt. A good rule of thumb is to keep the Panhard bar height difference less than 10% of the bar's overall length. My bar is almost level with a 1-inch difference side to side. Ideally, the bar should be level to ensure the car rolls equally left and right. Torque down the Panhard bar bolts. A word of caution: lowering the rear roll center allows for more mechanical grip, but it also induces more body roll as a result. This is because the cornering forces have better leverage relative to the car's roll center. You may have to run stiffer springs and sway bars to compensate. Inadequate springs and sway bars will result in excessive oversteer. The required springs and bars vary from car to car, and there is no perfect setting. As you can see from this video, it seems like my current 200-pound rear springs aren't quite up to the task in keeping body roll in check with a 3-inch lowered roll center. I'll be testing 400-pound springs and perhaps a 25mm rear sway bar for next season. If your car is driven hard or raced in any way, the brackets will need to be welded in to ensure structural integrity. A friend of mine is welding up the passenger side with a TIG welder. If you remove the powder coat before welding, it will help out a lot. We used mild steel wire and about 110 amps. I welded up the driver's side bracket. I hadn't touched a TIG torch for over 1.5 years, so my welding was a bit ugly, but it'll hold. Wire brush the weld and solvent clean the area to prep for paint. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more 3rd gen instructional videos.